Good morning. We are on our 5th day review for Luperon in the Dominican Republic. It's our first stop after leaving the Bahamas, and we're here in the Central Park, and we're going to stay mobile because everything changes here so rapidly that we'll probably be on the move for the entire video.
Yeah.
For noise, music. We got a copyright flag on our last video because of some background cars that stopped at the restaurant and just sat there and blasted its music. So yeah, this is Luperon, and things change on a dime.
On a peso.
On 10 pesos.
So we wanted to do our first 5-day recap of Luperon and talk about what we did in the first 5 days and what it cost us. So most of what we did was eat a lot of amazing food. But first off, check-in. Check-in in Luperon, it cost us $75 to do immigration, and then there was $30 in port authority fees. So that total was $105 for check-in. The next thing we paid for was a mooring ball in the harbor with our buddy Papo. It cost us $25 for the entire week on the mooring, which is awesome.
Sunday to Sunday.
Sunday to Sunday, $25. You cannot beat that price for a mooring ball, especially somewhere where ground tackle can get gunky really fast.
Domingo a domingo.
Yes. So the next thing we discovered was Las Palmeras. It's an amazing restaurant. It's where we filmed our last recap at with the beautiful palm background. Nilsa there is just a doll. Mi amor.
Mi amor.
Mi amor. She calls us mi amors, and we adore her. She's just the sweetest woman we've met here, and she speaks very good English, and she's been helping us a little bit with our Spanish as well, and she's just awesome. So we got into town, and we had nothing. Everything was closed, and our buddy Steve that we met on Little Sister, a boat
Muchas
just
gracias,
down
Steve.
from us, loaned us 5,000 pesos.
5,000 pesos.
Get us through, and that actually got us through
all weekend. No way to get it back. No expectations, no strings attached. Hands us $5,000 and says, "Have a good weekend. Immigration will be closed." It's
it was their Independence Day on Monday. So we had
Monday.
Sunday, then Independence Day on Monday. And so the first opportunity would have been Tuesday to get to the Claro to do our money exchange.
Yeah, we had no idea what 5,000 pesos was. We thought maybe it would be a dinner. And so we went to Google, and it ended up being $88 US.
Yeah. So $88 US got us quite a long ways. First day we ate dinner at Las Palmeras. It was awesome. What did we have that first night?
We
went fajitas.
Yeah, we took a picture of it. Hola.
So Brett had this massive burrito, chicken burrito with all sorts of good stuff inside, and I had fajitas that were just out of this world awesome, and we both had an iced coffee.
Yes.
Which was awesome after the exhaustion and the crazy days of sailing that we had just experienced, to have a nice coffee.
Yeah, frío, café, con leche, with no sugar, sin azúcar.
So that dinner cost us 1,325 Dominican pesos.
But the coffee was only 75 pesos.
Yeah, the coffee was 75 pesos.
Which is like $1.50.
$1.50
Perfect
US. So
for a latte.
An awesome iced latte for $1.50. Yeah.
Muy bien.
Muy bien. And it was delicious.
Buenos días.
So that's what we spent there, and then we got a pineapple, a green onion, and a soda at a local hole-in-the-wall store for 188 pesos.
Nice. That was good stuff.
It was good stuff. So, while on the move, the next day we went back to Las Palmeras and had breakfast. I had the Dominican breakfast, and Brent had the breakfast burrito. Both were awesome. The Dominican breakfast had this mountain of
like mofongo.
Yeah,
we
it was
think.
kind of like mofongo, and it had like pickled onions, and it had a fried egg, and some salami, or what they consider salami, and toast. And it was awesome. Really good, extremely filling. Don't think I would order it again just because it was way too much food. But yeah, everything here is portioned extremely generously. We can share almost every meal we order.
Oh yeah, we are so tired of eating. There's way too much food.
Way too much food. It looks like it's about time for church. All the locals are wandering through the park, heading in their Sunday best to go to church service.
But we have had no church invitations since we've been here in Espanol.
Yes, so no church for us this morning. So the next thing we did, we explored some bakeries, like we like to do. So we got, for the first bakery we came across, we found a slice of cake, what I thought was a cinnamon bun. It was not a cinnamon bun.
The cake was not cake, it was cornbread, sweet cornbread.
Yeah, so what we think is something is not sometimes what it is. But we paid 80 pesos for the cake and cinnamon bun.
And it was good. It
was
was
very good.
perfect because we were drinking on an empty tummy.
Yes.
Because you all know how we don't like to drink. And so the maize that was the base ingredient for everything that we ordered that we thought was cake and a cinnamon roll ended up being just variations of
Cornbread.
Cornmeal.
Cornmeal somethings.
Yes.
Yeah, so and then the next thing we did, we had some ice cream.
Ice cream, our favorite.
Helado. So it was delicious. It was right over here at this orange building is where we got the ice cream behind us.
Yep.
It was very good. I
Closed
got
right now. Es cerrado.
naranja, orange ice cream, and Brent got some sort of
I got a biscuit ice cream.
biscuit ice cream.
Mochino, I think it was called.
Yeah, but it was very good.
It was very good.
And mine was a very mild orange. So yeah, but it was very delicious, very refreshing. Highly enjoyed it for 50 pesos, which is like $1 US. So ice cream for 2 people for $1. Yes,
Yeah, you
please.
can't beat it.
Yes, please. Give me more.
Yes, almost as good as the sorbet.
Yes, almost as good as the sorbet. Yeah, the sorbet is delicious. But we'll talk about that later. So then we discovered Wendy's Bar. Everybody says go to Wendy's Bar. It's a big cruiser hangout. Adventure Man Dan said go talk to the bartender there. She's amazing. Her name is Yana, and she is a sweetheart. Beautiful, beautiful sweetheart. And we enjoy patroning her. The first time we went in, we were a little bit queasy still from the boat.
Yeah, seasick.
And she gave us ginger.
Oh yeah, it was very lovely.
It was very nice. She just
It was
gave
candied
it to us.
ginger.
It was a handful, like on a napkin, just a wad of really, really good ginger.
To settle our tummies.
To settle our tummies. And it was just the sweetest thing. She didn't expect anything from it. She welcomed us. She was super, super nice. Speaks very, very good English. She lived in New York for quite some time and learned English there. And she also lived in Puerto Rico for quite a while, so I understand her Spanish a little bit better than the Dominicans here.
Yeah, she's very much Puerto Rican in her mannerisms and in her dialect.
Yes, she reminds me of my familia.
Yeah.
And her mother, Yanni, is also a doll. We got to meet her because she was sitting in there enjoying a glass of wine with her daughter when we arrived.
And her uncle.
And her uncle too, yeah.
Makes really good homemade liquor.
Yep, homemade liquor.
All right, I'm gonna drop the phone because my hand is cramped because holding this stupid thing up like this is a really bad idea.
Yeah. So, then next thing we discovered was movie night at the North.
Oh.
The North is a restaurant owned and run
El
by a
Norte.
couple of Canadians.
Yes, hello Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Thank you for all of your awesome carrot cake and keeping us company for hours.
Yes, your
with
conversation.
Amazing tales of how you got the restaurant and how you are becoming part of the community here. We highly appreciate it.
Yeah, she's super great. Her husband's very nice as well. and they put on a movie night every other Monday, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was
but
Monday, every other Monday night. They
It's
put
in
on a movie.
the Luperon guide, and if you sign up for the Cambiasso Rat Pack, it'll be in there as well.
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp chat group that just gives you a wealth of information every day.
Days of the week for sailors are always a blur.
Yeah. But they had a lovely movie night. They played Free Guy on a projector screen, and they had
Well,
popcorn.
they played a movie, and we think it was Free Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, it's
Okay.
Dominican, and we don't really know how that works.
Yeah. So, anyway, so they played a movie. They had little bags of popcorn set up at each little table so you could have popcorn, and they served hot dogs, and it was really good. And that cost us movie night with 3 hot dogs, and I don't think we ordered anything to drink because we had water with us. Was 850 pesos.
850 pesos.
Then, let's see.
And it was a good sense of community.
Yeah.
They provided free popcorn, which was awesome. You know, they love it when you patron their establishment, but they said even if one person shows up, that it's worth it.
It worth them putting on the movie night.
Putting on the movie night. So it really is a very generous thing that they do for the cruising community and for the town. You know, the movie just happened to be in English, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always that way, but we highly appreciated it. It was a little sense of home.
Yeah, and this was, you know, one of our first days here, and our Spanish was extremely lacking at that point. It's
No,
getting better.
it still is extremely lacking.
But at that point, we were like,
Yeah.
hola?
No habla
No
español.
habla español.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was fantastic. I highly recommend patroning the North for movie night or any other time. They do poker nights, and
Their burgers are awesome.
burgers
They
are
have
awesome.
good ground beef that they travel all the way to the other side of the island to procure, so that it's fresh and tasty and is the right color. All the things that Westerners expect in a meal, and they go that extra mile to make sure that they deliver.
Yeah, and she just, her cooking is an art form for her. You can tell when she's making it. And she also likes to smoke things. She's got a friend that has a smoker here on the island. And so she goes over there on Sundays and smokes things.
Yes, we
And,
had smoked pork.
Smoked pork, smoked Gouda, mac and cheese. And it was awesome.
Very good.
And it
All
had
right,
fresh broccoli in it.
let's pick up the pace.
Moving on.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. The next day, we visited bakeries again, different ones and one of the same. We got a baguette at one of the bakeries for 50 pesos.
The baguette is the same bread everywhere. The shape is different, so baguette is a very,
Loose term.
it does an injustice to anything that's actually a baguette.
Yeah, it was shaped like a baguette, but it's just bread. Every version of bread at the bakeries here it's just the same
It's
bread.
the same bread,
And
different
it's
shape.
a different shape. We didn't know that initially. Jen filled us in on that information. Once
Yeah.
again, thank you, Jen. So we went to the next bakery and we got cake. We got a package of buns.
The cake was awesome, by the way.
Cake
It
was awesome.
actual, like, yellow cake
Yeah, it was really, really good.
with cream cheese, icing, and meringue mixed together.
It was really good. And the next thing we got there was Turkish bread, which was it looked like a turnover, but
It was full of
it was
cheese.
full of cheese. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Terco de pan.
Turco de pan.
It's a new term for us.
Yes, turco. And then for lunch, we went back to the north and got that amazing Gouda mac and cheese and burgers we mentioned earlier.
Gouda mac and cheese.
Yeah, so for 2 burgers, the smoked pork Gouda mac and cheese at the north, it was 1,300 pesos.
I think I had goat cheese and mushroom burger, and it was awesome.
Oh yeah, and my burger was cheddar and bacon. It's awesome. The bacon that's at the north is really, really
Real
good
bacon.
It's real bacon.
Yeah.
And then we patroned Jacqueline. She has a little hole-in-the-wall vending shop that you wander past as you go through town.
She speaks pretty good English, and she rents out scooters and cars and things of that nature, but also has fruits and veggies.
Fruits, veggies, t-shirts, souvenirs.
She's very nice. She's a little bit forward, but she accepts no as an answer. So thank you,
Yes.
Jacqueline. We
Thank
appreciate you.
Yeah, we do like Jacqueline. She's very friendly, always says good morning. So from her, we purchased a tomato and a cucumber, and it was 75 pesos.
75 pesos.
75 pesos.
About
And then
$1.50.
we went back to the north because she was done with the carrot cake.
Carrot
and we bought this
cake.
amazing slice of carrot cake for 250 pesos.
Yes, cream
Awesome.
cheese icing.
Oh, and we watched her make it. We were chatting up with her while she was making the carrot
Oh.
cake, so we got to see it being made and all the things.
I can't flip the camera on this phone, but it looks like maybe the deacon is walking by in his Sunday robes on his way to give the message. It's always neat to see the attire that people choose at the pulpit.
So then, the next day,
Buenos dias.
buenos dias. The next day, we discovered the empanada stand. So
Empanadas.
we explored 2 empanada stands. There's one stand that's like a cart right off of the dock.
Mhm.
We purchased 2 empanadas there. They were good.
For $1.50, they were good,
Yep.
and I could have eaten them all day long. And then we continued on to the second empanada stand that we actually intended to go to.
Yes, that I'd been trying to get to for
It was
a
like
while.
La Peregrina, something like that, and
Yeah,
it is
empanadas
delicious.
de Juana, Donna Juana.
That's what it says on Google, but
That's
that's
what it
not
says
what
on
it says
Google.
on their store.
Yeah, it says something completely different. But when we went to the second empanada stand, we got 4 empanadas. It's a very unique experience.
Cuatro.
You walk up and you write what you want in a notebook.
In
And-
Spanish, en
Spanish,
español.
in
Escriba en español, por favor.
Sí, and you have no idea what you can order, what the menu is. You have to look at what everybody else wrote down and kind of guess what's available. So I wrote down 4 different empanadas that kind of played into what everybody else was ordering. I got chicken and vegetable, I got a ground beef, I got a cheese, and I got a ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. They were all delicious.
They were all delicious. There's an abuela in there that's making the dough and putting them together, and then another lady that takes the orders and
It's very
gives you
busy,
juice.
and they close at 11, so you have to get there early.
You have to get there early. Google says they open at 7. I'm not exactly sure if that's accurate or not, but they're definitely done at 11. If you don't
Yeah.
get there early,
10:45, you're gonna leave hungry.
yeah, you're gonna leave hungry. But it was delicious, absolutely delicious, fantastic value. We got the 4 empanadas and a large glass of passion fruit juice, chinola, for 130 pesos.
130 pesos. All right, let's speed it up. We're at 18 minutes.
Oh goodness. Okay. Next, we went to a grocery store, bought 2 carrots, an avocado, a bunch of broccoli, and a head of lettuce for 150 pesos. And then we went back to Las Palmeras and got a couple of coffees again. This time it wasn't on special, so it was 200 pesos for a coffee that day.
Me
And
and
that's it. That's everything we did within the first 5 days of us being here.
So that was February 26th to March 3rd, and for food we spent a total of 8,633 pesos, which is 155 US dollars. And then on check-in into the country, that's good for 3 months, we spent 139 US dollars. So the total for our first 5 days in Luperon is $294 and no change. We are sick. We have eaten so much. We have started sharing meals because the food here is so abundant, and there is nothing in this town that we haven't found that's just awesome.
Yeah.
And so we'll spin around so you can see the rest of the park in the remaining minute of our 20-minute recap. So again, less than $300 for 5 days in the Dominican Republic in Luperon.
Yeah.
We haven't rented a car, we haven't rented a motorcycle. This has all been on foot. This is the fire station behind us and the ambulance. And so anyways, it's been fantastic. We would highly recommend anybody to come here. Make sure you brush up on your Spanish before you come here, because if you can't communicate, you will be miserable. and we can barely communicate. We're starting to enjoy ourselves, but you need to definitely get it done.
See you next time.
Bye.